Welcome back to Plymouth. Coach Love and his Raiders find themselves in a 10-point hole. I mean, you've been in that locker room with Gavin on many an occasion. Would he have read the riot act to them after that first half, do you think?
I think so. I think he would have, told people, what they can be doing better, what they're not doing so well. But at the same time, I think he'll know, or I think he'll tell the guys not to panic. We can put points on, on the board in a hurry, but it starts with defense, and I think Durham have found it a little bit too easy getting what they want. So I see it starting on defense, and I see Raiders coming out and trying to obviously put more points on the board.
Well, they will get the first opportunity to do just that, and they will succeed in it as Javaris Barnett takes it to the hole for a couple.
That's the left-hand finish that I was talking about earlier. It'll be interesting to see how Plymouth respond defensively now.
Here's Page, penetrates, kicks out to Bucci. Granani, who had 21 early, and he's still firing them in. That's his sixth three-pointer of the game. Well, he didn't cool off any in halftime, did he?
No, not at all. I think Drew Lasker got a good hand up there, but maybe not good enough.
Lasker to the hole, can't convert, hit the bottom of the ring, and that came off somebody's shin last. Referee adjudged it to be off a Durham player, so it'll be a Plymouth ball. Lasker to inbound, gets it to O'Reilly. Barnett drives through, gets it to Schneck. Schneck off the glass for a two.
I think for Plymouth to get back in the game, they've got to get busy inside. They've got to start, forcing their will. A little bit more aggressive. Durham actually out-rebounded them in the first half, which was pretty surprising.
Bucci onto Kaistes, Page at the top, shot clock getting low. Page tosses it up right at the end of the shot clock. Nice attack of the basket from Keith Page.
I think one of the things about being able to drive to the basket is in the back of the minds of the Raiders players will be the three-point threat. So maybe, not necessarily helping that much, hugging their man a little bit. Obviously that, allows guys like Keith Page to penetrate and get all the way to the basket. But Plymouth have got to trust each other, and again, Ralph Bucci showing
by Bucci, his fourth steal of the game, and that will be his sixth assist of the game from Bucci. He's got 4 points, but 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. He's doing it across the line.
And these kind of older Raiders fans will be having flashbacks of the late 90s and the amount of championships that the Raiders kind of lost out to for Teesside, and it pretty much was for that guy right there.
Yeah, Ralph Bucci, formerly of the Teesside Mohawks of EBL Division 1, when Raiders and Teesside were the top 2 teams in the second tier of British basketball. 24-second violation called against the Raiders, didn't get a shot off.
I mean, the BBL is an athletic league. Ralph Bucci is showing that you don't have to be lightning fast. You don't have to be able to jump out the gym. He's just playing a really old-fashioned style of basketball and doing it all at the moment.
Kaiser did a good job on the offensive glass, as his team have in this game. Couldn't convert the shot there. Perhaps should have recycled that one out. And Page is, I think, going to get called for a reach. That's the 3rd foul on Keith Page. He's the first man to get to that mark. And I think he's going to go have himself a break. Coach Elderkin pulls him out, sends Sam Johnson back into the game for him. And once again, the Raiders fans trying to get behind their team, trying to kick them into life. They were not coming here expecting to be 13 points down.
No, I mean, the Raiders fans are great fans, and it does get loud in here. But to be honest, the Raiders have got to give them something to cheer about and get them into the game. At the moment, we're doing, maybe one or two good things, but then, the next time down the floor, people are missing assignments, and you know, and giving the Wildcats maybe a little bit too much space to get a shot.
There's Bucci around the screen, turns the corner. Oh, Schneck turned his back on him. On that, it was almost like they double-teamed away from the ball, and Bucci made him pay. Bucci wanted a shot for that. Referee said no. Schneck arguing the case that Bucci initiated the contact, but Schneck in no defensive position, and that one's always called defensive. Baldarelli trying to force it again. They've tried to get that there, and perhaps maybe Baldarelli needs to come down, give himself a bit more of an angle for that inlet pass, because they've struggled to get that down into Keister in the low post.
Yeah, I think what was noticeable as well, especially with that possession, I was looking at all 5 Plymouth players. I think it was only Drew Lasker that was actually talking. I think the communication's got to be a lot better. People have got to trust each other, but they've got to talk. They've got to be vocal out there.
Bucci hands over to Keister at the top. Johnson down to Bucci again. Bucci's double team. Shot clock getting low now. Bucci trying to bounce it down. Baldarelli has a look, has to fire up. Hits the ring, so that'll be
another
reset.
Offensive rebound.
Baldarelli attacks the hole, looking for a foul, nothing doing. I think he might have initiated the contact, and because it was inside the semicircle, it's no offensive foul. O'Reilly gets bumped by Johnson, but you talk about the offensive rebounds. I think that's number 7 for the Durham Wildcats on the offensive glass, and that's about 1/3 of the rebounds on offer. That's a fairly high number where you get a chance for second points.
As you know, I mean, rebound is about who wants it more, and at that end of the floor, Durham definitely look like they're out hustling Raiders at the moment.
Brown fires up from behind the arc off the back of the ring. Baldarelli just about time. That long outlet pass is picked off by Colin O'Reilly. Lasker. Brown. Brown penetrates, knocked loose, and it came off Rod Brown last. Little reach in from Badani, just knocked it back onto the leg of Rod Brown, and out of bounds off the Plymouth man. Timeout called. We're just short of the halfway point of this 3rd quarter, and still Wildcats looking comfortable with a double-digit lead.
I think that timeout's more about conserving energy and giving guys a breather, giving them a blow. At the moment, Durham, they look comfortable. They, again, what they want on offense, and defensively, they're doing a great job.
Well, you look at the league table, and it's hard to believe that coming into this game, the Durham Wildcats, second bottom in the table, 5 wins from their 18 contests so far, not one away from home since the opening day of the season, but they've looked really good here tonight.
They have. They've looked very disciplined. Obviously, it helps when one of your guys can't miss from deep. But to be honest, everybody on the Durham team looks like they know their role. And and the way they're playing at the moment, they're just playing nicely as a team. Raiders just look like they're stuttering at both ends of the floor. Whether it's, with Mike Oger not being a new player, but with him coming in after a month, and trying to get the other 2 guys involved, maybe that's kind of mixed things up a little bit, and it's taken them a while to gel together. But at the moment, Raiders just don't look like the unit they have been.
Keister getting it inside. Lasker all over Baldarelli, enough to put him off, and he can't convert. Lasker pushing it in the corner. O'Reilly for 3. Yes, string music from Colin O'Reilly.
Colin's had a quiet start to this game. Coach Lowe will be hoping he gets going. And he's another guy that can score in bunches from the outside if he gets looks.
Keister onto Baldarelli. Now the big fella has it down on the low block. He's not had too many opportunities to do that. When he has, he's been effective.
Again, lovely footwork. A couple of dribbles to the middle, drop step baseline. Nice finish by Drew Lasker.
Nice play by Lasker. Just a little explosion of pace, flipped it up high. Bucci around the screen. Fired up, another three, not this time. You're almost surprised when they don't go.
Another
Johnson keeps it alive.
Backcourt.
No, said the referee. Now, the only thing I can think is, referee judge, yeah, that's exactly what the referee's just said. It's a tap, and a tap is not deemed a deliberate act, even if it is deliberate, and therefore you cannot get a backcourt violation on a tap back. If you pass it into the backcourt, it's a violation, but if you tap it into the backcourt, it's not. It's a weird rule because you see that. He's done that deliberately into the backcourt, gained an advantage. It feels like it ought to be a backcourt violation, but the referees have got that spot on.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I did not know that one.
I learned that one in the 2001 playoff final when I couldn't understand why a backcourt hadn't been called. And the head of referees came up to me the next day and explained the rule to me. It's stuck with me ever since. Ojo. Lasker wants the screen from Barnett, gets the screen. O'Reilly penetrates, kicks out. Ojo in the corner where he likes that three, a little short. Johnson with the rebound, stolen away by Ojo. Oh, he's missed it, got his own rebound. He'll have another go. Goes up, and he converts eventually.
Way to stay with it, Michael Ojo there. I was a little bit surprised he missed the three-point shot, because he doesn't miss many. He's leading the league in three-point percentage.
I'd love to see somebody drop the stats of the corner three as well. I bet his percentage is even higher. Lasker harassing Bucci, dumps it off to Keister, and he lays it in.
Again, Ralph Bucci, without scoring massively, he's just absolutely running the show at the moment.
Assist number 7 for Bucci. Oh, it's through the hands of Barnett, thinking of the dunk before he'd made the catch, I think. Wide open. Now, here's a guy who's already made 6 threes, and you leave him that far open. Missed that one. Johnson can't put it back in. Ball is eventually pulled in by Lasker. Ojo out on the break. Ojo to the hole. He's fouled, and it will go for Mike Ojo. He'll go to the line for a bonus free throw.
Again, strange decision by the Raiders to leave Gunani open. That time, unfortunately for him, he didn't knock it down, but Raiders able to rip and run, and Mike Ojo with a nice finish and one.
Ojo converts the three-point play, cuts the deficit back down to 7. But the Raiders haven't made a full charge yet here in the second half. There's a couple times where they've got it to this sort of margin, but each time the Wildcats have responded. Keister was wide open for a second. By the time the pass came, it was picked off. Lasker running back, he's blocked. Great recovery from Johnson when it looked like an open layup for the Raiders. He said no.
That could be a big play for Durham. Could have taken it to a 5-point game.
Page is back into the game for Baldarelli as Lasker looks to inbound. Got to get it in, lobs it back, and O'Reilly catches it. Schneck spinning, trying to find some space, gets it out to O'Reilly from behind the arc. Another one from Colin O'Reilly, his second of this third period.
Be interesting to see if Coach Elder can kind of responds here with a timeout.
Gap down to 4. Johnson, a little head fake, drives in and passes it off. He's fouled by O'Reilly, but because he passed it, it'll be a sideline possession. In fact, it'll be from the end. You just get the sense Durham need a score here. Raiders have snatched the momentum with a couple of threes, cut it back down to 4. Bucci.
Good work by Matt Schneck there.
Bucci to the hole, will that count? Yes, it will, says the referee. Again, veteran play, felt the foul, heard the whistle, made sure the shot went up, and he got a nice roll on it.
With only 4 seconds left on the shot clock as well. It's a huge play from Ralph Bucci.
And again, we said they needed a score. Ralph Bucci delivers it, and a chance to make it a 3rd point from the line. And it's funny, but 7 seems a lot more comfortable than 4, and it's only 1 basket difference. Lasker around the screen. Gets it to Ojo. Ojo at the foul line. Picked off by Page. He's off and running. 2 Raiders trying to close him down. He draws the foul. Oh, another and-one opportunity. Page had 2 Raiders converging on him. He drew the contact and finished it off.
What makes that really impressive is that the 2 guys chasing them back, Mike Ojo and Drew Lasker, are not slow. You know, they're 2 very, very quick guys. So for him to get out like with his dribble and able to finish when both of them are kind of nipping in his heels and hacking at the ball.
It almost looked like he took a little pace off it, and they kind of went past him, and actually that helped him out.
A little fly-by-play.
And having got it down to 4 a moment ago, 2 3-point plays from Bucci and Page, and the Wildcats lead is back to 10. Schneck gets it to Ojo. Barnett drives through. Barnett, tough play, doesn't go, didn't hit the ring. That'll be a shot clock violation.
Is that the second one that Wildcats have forced today? And again, against an offensive team like Plymouth, that's great defense.
Rod Brown back into the game for Drew Lasker. Minute to go and some change here in the 3rd period. Wildcats have led for most of it. They continue to do so. As Granani's shot doesn't go. Rod Brown out and pushing it. Brown, electric pace, but forced to pass it off. Ojo back to Brown, gets that quick floater off for 2.
That's a big play for Plymouth. I know Coach Love is not going to want to go into the 4th quarter being down by 10 or more. You know, mentally, if you're down single digits, then, you know, as a player, you always think you can come back. But
that'll be. Oh, I thought that was a goaltend. Like referee didn't say anything. Keister's going nuts. It looked like a goaltend first time out.
It looked like it hit glass first.
Last play here of the quarter as Raiders get to slow it down.
Even with green tinted spectacles, that definitely looked like it was glass first.
Brown down to 3, tosses it up, doesn't quite go, and maybe the ball didn't lie on that occasion and they didn't get a score. But another good quarter for the Durham Wildcats. They maintain their advantage. Keiser's still arguing that last call. Referee says get on with it. But plenty of work for Gavin Love and the Raiders to do in the 4th.
Yeah, I think the worrying thing is when Plymouth made their inevitable run. The Wildcats, they didn't panic. They just weathered the storm and were able to take it back out to 10, which is all credit to them.
Game still very much in the balance here at the Pavilions. The Raiders trail Durham by 8. We'll be back with the 4th quarter just after this.